Welcome back to Giving Chances Farm, and today we were finally able to get the rest of the trim boards that we needed for the migratory pallets, and had a chance to get them cut. So now we're going to take the time to start assembling everything, kind of show you guys how we do it. Not necessarily the only way to do things, because I mean, we do things different than everybody else. This migratory pallet is what they would classify as a two-way pallet, since it's got two boxes on it. So basically we use what they would call the four-way migratory pallet, cut in half basically. That way all of our hives can face one direction, instead of, if you have the four-way, two of them face one way and two of them, the entrances face the other way. You work the hive from the sides, versus ours, we can work from behind it or from the sides of it, depending on where we have them at. So we're going to reuse the 2x4s out of some skids that we were given and disassembled, and then the bottom boards will actually be the bottom skid boards as well, to keep it up off the ground. And then we're using Advantech subflooring. They call it 3/4 inch tongue and groove. It's 22-30 so it's just a little bit shy of 3/4. We have good luck with this. When they test it, they actually submerge it in water, and then when they bring it back out, it remains the same thickness as it did when it went in. It's not like plywood, it doesn't swell up. Looks similar to like your OSB particle board, except for this has like a water resistant glue, I guess, when they're putting it together. So like most construction supplies right now, the price went up. I think last year when we were building these, I was paying about $31 for a 4x8 sheet. The same place that we purchased them from last year, I called them again this year, and they were almost $54 a board right now. And they were only possibly able to sell me one or two if they would have had them available, because most of their stuff was being sold out as pre-orders at that time. So if you have a Lowe's in your area, Lowe's does sell these, at least in our area. So we were able to actually get a few of them this time from Lowe's. I think there in our area we paid $46.66 plus tax. Alright, so basically what we do is, this board is 33 inches by 22 inches, and then we cut our 2x4 runners to 24 inches. And I want an inch of the 2x4 sticking out of both sides of it. That way, if we're putting them on the trailer to transport them from one place to the other, that inch between each that's sticking over the hive of each hive allows space between them. That way you're not smashing right up against it, and the bees aren't getting bothered by that. So, plus when I'm pulling into it with the forks, that just gives me that much more of a distance between the front entrance of the hive. Less chance of causing problems with the bees. So, and I've got my 1 inch mark all the way across here. So now all we have to do, and this piece of OSB that's on here, and then I've taken some 2x4s and cut little trim boards and basically made a jig so that all of our pallets will come out the same. That way it makes it a little bit easier for us. Since we're building multiple ones, if I can do it this way, that gives me a chance to keep them all very similar. So, and all I'm going to do for this right now is I'm going to put a couple finish nails in here just to hold it into place. And then when I put our trim boards on here, I'll actually pre-drill the holes and countersink them, and then run screws through the trim board, through this board all the way into the 2x4. So. There we go. That one worked. Okay.
Where the needle is.
Just see. Not sure why it's not.
I wonder if there's a screw.
Oh, I see it right there. There's one stuck in there. I was wondering what was going on.
Oh. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, not sure what's wrong with the nailer, but it's not working right. We'll switch over. Oh, we have another one. So basically, the way we set this up is we're using 1x2 Mirror Tech trim boards. The last ones that we built, I actually ripped all the boards for the outer pieces here down to 3/4 inch wide, and we've noticed that sometimes over time the box will kind of shift just a little bit and you're only sitting on that 3/4 inch rim, so that'll cause an area where the bees can enter and exit the hive without being at the entrance. So we didn't like that part of it, so we asked a couple others that use the Migratory Pallets, and they said they use the same stuff, they just don't trim it down. So that way it gives it a little bit more of an area to seat on before having that opening. So, and we ended up also adjusting the length of the side rails and the middle one. We want them sitting flush with the front of the box instead of sticking out. And our reason for that is that we use the metal mouse guards, and by doing that we can come in here on the front side of this, and because this is flush, I mean, it doesn't save us any money at all because the 8 framer or the 10 framer are the same price, but we can come in here and use an 8 frame mouse guard and cover this space here, and it reduces the entrance just a little bit anyway, and then you have the mouse guard there. So as long as the hives are strong enough, they can take care of that. And then the other thing that we added now to ours is I come in here and put 3 vent holes. So the inner corner here on both sides will have one, the back and all the back corners will have a 2-inch hole, and then we'll put wire mesh over top of it. And then that way that allows for ventilation and a drain for moisture as well. That way if the bees don't want it, they can propolis it. If they want the ventilation, they'll take the propolis out of the way and they'll be able to allow it to vent at that time. So we got everything laid out here, so we'll start to get ready to drill it and screw those down. Pieces on here, this is what it would look like. Right now we're using these supers just as a way to fit it on there and make sure that everything's where it needs to be. So basically we use the W clips in the center, so when you're setting the hive on there, it goes down in the W clip, and I inset the W clip enough that way if we want to walk out there, grab a hold of the hive, tilt it up, look underneath, see if we see any queen cells or anything like that, we can. Then all we got to do is set her back down. The only thing we have left to do on this one for assembly is I need to drill my holes in here. 3 for each, under each box, and then we'll flip it over and we'll put 2 brace boards on the bottom side, and then this one will be ready for paint. So the way that I do it is basically I just use
There's a pencil.
okay, there's my pencil. I basically just use this. I know I'm drilling a 2-inch hole, so the center of that would be 1 inch. So I go in an inch and set this at 1.5 inches. So I come in from the corner, draw a line, flip it around this way, draw my line, do the same down here. Now where those cross is the center point of my hole saw. So alright. Basically we line that up with the center there. With everything you do with battery drills, about the time you get to this point, you need a new battery.
No, I don't know if that one's charged all the way.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Lucky for us, these have the lithium ion and they also have the quick charger, so. Ouch. It's gonna move. There we go. There it went. And there also showed the problem with these keyless chucks. They don't always hold like they're supposed to. So we continue the process for the other holes, and then we
Here's the mesh.
come back in. Put the mesh in place. And then I grab the staple gun and staple them into place.
But do you want to do that now? Or do you want to wait until after it's painted?
I'm gonna paint it first and then we'll staple them in there.
Yeah. So
Good call.
we'll paint the whole thing and then we'll go and staple this down. But that's what we use.
Yep.
It's the small enough holes that nothing else can actually get in, any other kind of like insects, far as other types of bees.
Yep.
Or hornets or anything like that.
And then actually, after seeing this one, I think I'm gonna change this over. I'm gonna do 2 inches in because I want a little bit more room to get my staples. Alright, we've got one of the migratory pallets finished and ready for paint. We're going to go ahead and do 4 more of them today and get them ready for paint. That way Brittany and the girls can paint them while I'm at work. So. Hope everybody enjoys the videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're new to our channel, we'd like to welcome you here. We do have a couple new subscribers here over the last week or so, and we've been talking with them in the comments. We really appreciate when our viewers comment. That way we can have a little bit of chance to interact with them. They can learn a little bit more about us if they ask questions. And through our talks, we can learn more about them as well. So, hope everybody is staying safe with everything we got going on right now. And we'll see you on the next one.